Steve Morgan for Fishing Monthly Magazine's at the 2015 AFTA Trade Show on the Gold Coast, and we've caught up with one of QFM's oldest writers, Gary Howard. And Gary, you've been writing for the old South Queensland Fishing Monthly Magazine since virtually it started.
Issue 1, yeah.
You've had a little bit of a break, but you're coming back now.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, there's something else which is coming back. It's the old style rods, and you're one of the few people in Brisbane and probably in Queensland that will make the club style long soft fishing rods. Can you run us through some of the ones you've got here at the show?
Well, one of the old favourites around the estuaries has always been the Club Light, 9-foot 3-wrap. Very, very sloppy, and people say, why do you use this type of rod? Well, you sit there with your boat, your live worms on, and those big whiting come along. They don't feel like a big whiting, but they grab it. If they feel resistance, they let go. So the idea of the softness is they load it down, then when it's down, you pick it up, the fish is hooked itself. It feels like you've got nothing in your hand, and the fish thinks there's nothing at the other end.
That's right. It's often hard to catch a big whiting on a short 7-8 foot graphite spin rod because they have that resistance.
Yeah, that's right. And I've done in the beach fishing, some of these, like my passion is beach fishing. So some of these I've developed for the way I fish, and those that may have read some of the articles in Fishing Monthly, I catch those big whiting in the surf at Fraser, and a lot of them are right there in front of you. And it's a very active style of fishing. You've got to look into the waves and try and spot those 2 or 3 big whiting, and they come up in the wash and go back. So you've got to stand up on the dry sand. But the thing is, you think fish light for whiting, but I need to fish with a heavy sinker to keep the bait there. But I still want the nice light tip. And the same for some of those bigger dart. You know, they like they don't like to feel the resistance. So this one's got a very light whippy tip, but I've got the strength in the butt to be able to fish a bigger sinker and to pull those fish in too.
That's right. So it's not all about casting 100 metres. It's all about fishing 10 to 20 metres and getting hold of those fish that are in that finesse zone in close, yes.
I remember having arguments with our old ad guy, John Softly. He said, I can cast the other side of the breakers. I said, why? The fish are there.
Exactly, right at your feet.
Over the fish.
Now, you've got also an interesting rod for travelling surf fishermen.
Yeah, that's right. Like one-piece rods are getting more and more difficult to travel, very popular still. And if you've got a ute, even a 2-piece rod doesn't fit in front of the ute.
Yep.
So we've done this one, a 4-piece travel surf rod. Fits behind the seat of your Land Cruiser or your Patrol.
That's right, and you can have that rigged ready to go, and if you sneak off after work on a Friday afternoon early, you can be at the beach.
That's right. Almost fit in the suitcase.
Now, all of this stuff now hubbed out of your out of the Gary Howard Custom Rods factory. Yep. And where can we get more information online? Do you have a website?
No, not yet. You can read Fishing Monthly as the new products come out. But most of your retail tackle shops will have these more specialised rods in, and certainly coming up to this time of year, surf season for your beach fish, it's the time to get out there. So,
well, it's good to see Gary Howard back in the magazine, and it's good to see Gary Howard Custom Rods back based in Brisbane and catering for that club fisherman, the guy that likes to go beach fishing and the guy that just likes to go fishing to catch a feed.
That's right.
So good on you, Gary.
Thanks, Steve.